Hey guys, what's up? I am churning out these videos. I am not playing. I'm trying to get as much footage out to you guys, or at least get it recorded before I return to Jamaica, because I know once I get there, of course I'm going to be recording the journey. But these little intimate sit downs with you guys, I probably won't be able to do as many, because I know that I have to focus more on getting that condo done and also, trying to record content for you guys. So I hope you're doing well. Get your wine, get your coffee, get your juice, just sit back, chill, and just listen to me, because today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking money. Some of the expenses that I encounter monthly, just running my Airbnb. And the way I was thinking before I got the house, as opposed to the reality of what it really is when you get the house, is so different. Because to be honest with you, and everything that I'm going to tell you is just my own experience, but you can listen to it, because maybe it'll hit you like, I wasn't thinking about that. I didn't think that I was going to have to pay that, but yeah, that's true. So let's just talk about the first thing. Of course, let me tell you how I was thinking before I got the condo. I was just thinking like, okay, I'm going to charge this amount, whatever that may be, per night. I'm going to multiply that by 30 days, and I'm going to make this amount. That's all I was thinking. And yeah, I did subtract the mortgage and the assessments, the housekeeper, laundry, and cable. But that's pretty much as far as my thought process really took me until I got the condo. So let's just run through some of the things that I have to pay on a monthly basis. And then I'm also going to tell you about other things that I do have to pay that are not monthly, but they still have to be paid. So the first thing, of course, is the mortgage. If you did finance the house, you are going to have a mortgage. Then there's the assessment, or your monthly maintenance, because if you're in a condo or you're in some type of gated community, the assessments will cover insurance, maybe a pool, elevator. Sometimes the water bill can be included in that, paying security, paying the staff, when things go wrong, just painting, keeping the yards up, the flowers, just all those things wrapped up into one. That is what your monthly maintenance is supposed to pay for. And they're also supposed to kind of keep like a surplus, just in case anything happens, like, hey, you need a new roof, or you need elevators replaced, or you need new flooring and painting in the common areas. So I know you guys know what that is, but that is an expense that I do have every month. Now, inside the house, I do have basic cable. Now, I have a 1-bedroom with a balcony, and it's roughly about 700 square feet. So I have 2 televisions in the condo. I have 2 televisions with basic cable and internet, and that runs me about $65 a month. Then let's talk about a big thing, electric, because electric in Jamaica can make or break you. It can literally make or break you, especially when you're running an Airbnb, because most times when you have people renting from you and they're staying there, you will have some people that will come in and they decide that, they're going to leave every light on from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. They leave out, they go places, and they don't worry about turning out the lights, or they turning out the AC, or just doing these things that you would readily do in your own home when you're paying the bill. So you have to take that into account. And electricity, as in Jamaica and everywhere else, is very expensive. So I am going to talk to you about a huge thing that I did in my house to help me save money on my electricity. And I will talk about that in a whole separate video. Some of the things that I want to talk about to you guys and show you guys that I have in my house, I want to be in Jamaica when I film it, so I can actually show you the things, or show you how they work, or show you what they actually look like. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But back to the electric bill. So on any given day, with my house being fully booked and not fully booked, my bill can run anywhere from $135 US to $272 US. And inside my house, I do have 2 ACs. I have one that is 24,000 BTU, and I have another AC that is 12,000 BTUs. So this is a bill that I have with 2 ACs, running at any given time. I was getting bills that were astronomical. And before I did this thing that I'm going to tell you about, I'm going to show you when I get back to my unit, so I can really show you what I have, how it works, and how it's going to save you money. It is a no-brainer. If you have a Airbnb, even if you don't have an Airbnb, you need this in your house. Trust me. Okay, so let's talk about lights. I have a lot of lights in my house. I think I definitely did overkill on the lights when I renovated this house. I have way more lights than what I need. But I do have LED lights, and that's a good thing to do. I also have that in my lamps. I have 2 lamps in the bedroom that do use bulbs, but I try to use LED bulbs because they're energy saving. So, you know, if you don't have that, maybe you want to convert to that. And because I mean, I'm just thinking, like, you know, with the guests, when they come in, they just turn the lights on. Some people, you know, think to turn them out when they leave, but you know, some people don't. And that's really nothing that you can control. But in my house, it's definitely light overkill. But I love it. The next thing I have is Netflix. I do have 2 televisions. So Netflix is on both televisions, and I have my own account. Now, of course, you can just have a smart television where the person can log into their own account from your house, but I do pay for Netflix. That's what I was telling you. Some things I may do that you won't do in your Airbnb, but it's just something that I do provide for the guests. Then I have a Ring security camera outside my door. That subscription is about $40 a year. Not a month, but $40 a year. I have a housekeeper, and I told you it's a 1-bedroom. She does clean after every guest. So, and she does do cleanings in between. Like if they stay a week, she comes in and, you know, we will offer them another cleaning. My bill for my housekeeper runs anywhere from about 120 to, like, it can be close to 300 a month. It just depends on how many bookings I have. Now, this is the thing. The best bookings to have, I feel, are the long bookings, when you get the people that stay a week, you know, 2 weeks, even a month, long term. But when you have these bookings, you know, one night, and you have to decide if you want to offer that, if it's actually financially worth it for you to do 1 night and 2 nights. At my house, I have a minimum of 3 nights that you would have to stay with me before I would accept the booking, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that. But, you know, just know when you have all these, you know, 10 bookings in 1 month, I would rather, me personally, I would just rather have someone book for the month, or, you know, 2 bookings that take up 2 weeks, because it's less costly to you. So my housekeeping bill can be anywhere from, I don't think it's, you know, I would really have to not have anyone in my house for it to really be $100. It's more closer to like $200 to $300 for the housekeeping. And laundry. I do have a laundry service. So basically the guy, there are different types of laundry services you can do. You know, your housekeeper can do your laundry for you. Some people have washer and dryers in their homes, and their housekeeper, they do the laundry for them. You can take your laundry to a facility that you drop off and pick up. For me, I do have someone, he actually picks the laundry up, he does the laundry, and then he returns it back to the door. His bill kind of coincides with my housekeeper's bill for some reason. Their totals are roughly the same. So again, his bill can be anywhere from, you know, $150 to $300, just depending. I don't think it's like $300, but maybe like $250. It just depends on how many bookings I have, or in between cleanings that I have and things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking about these things because, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. There are windows in my condo. Now, my housekeeper does not do windows, so I have to have someone come in to clean the windows, and he charges me maybe like, it's 2,000 Jamaican. I pay him to come in, and he cleans the balcony windows. He cleans all the windows. So you see all these different people that you have to just pay for different things, and you wouldn't even think about it. I'm not saying that you have to do all these things again, but this is just, you know, bills that I encounter. So another thing is, I did mention this, but if you are living abroad, there's your travel bill, you know, because you need to go and check on your properties. So I don't know if you'll go down there once a year. I know some people only go and see their properties like once a year. For me, I'm down there like every 3 months, checking on my house, checking on my property, and, you know, doing just maintenance on my house. I don't have children, just to let you know, so my condo is kind of like my baby. I always want to know what's going on with her at all times, because if I treat her well, she'll treat me well. And I want my guests to be happy. And we're gonna talk customer service and all that guest stuff in another video. Let's just get back to money. So another thing that I pay for, and this is, I think I'm done with everything that happens monthly. Let's talk about what happens like when you're maintaining your condo. Now, I do have a tankless water heater, and if you don't know, the water in Jamaica is very, very hard. So depending on the activity that I have in my house, I usually clean my water heater around every 3 to 4 months. I think the manufacturer does say that you should do it every 6 months, but I have to do mine at least every 3 months, especially like when I have, my house is like fully booked for like, 2 months at a time, and not just by one person, but I'm just saying you have that constant use of the water heater. And the more people that you have in your house, the more use that water heater is going to get. Now, do I recommend it? Absolutely. And I'm going to show you my water heater when I go to Jamaica, how it works, and also some of the maintenance that I would have done on it. It's not a lot, but you definitely have to clean them. And as long as you do that, they work perfectly. I love my hot water heater. Also the AC. Now, a lot of people don't think that you need to clean the AC, but you do need to clean the AC. The filters get like so disgusting so fast because they're circulating the air throughout the house. So you definitely have to have your ACs cleaned out. And if you don't know, or if you haven't experienced it, they can leak. That is a very common thing with these ACs that I noticed that are inside the homes. You have to clean out, there's this you have to clean out the AC, and when the guy flushes it out, you should just see all the stuff that comes out of the AC. It is so crazy. When he comes to clean my AC, I'm gonna just show you, it's like lead, dust, dirt, and it's all discolored. The filter is crazy. And then he flushes out this pipe that it's like a valve, and it runs out the AC, and it takes all the water that would, I guess there's accumulation of water that happens from the condensation. I don't know the mechanics of how the AC works, but there's water. And it's directed to a pipe, but we have to sometimes flush that pipe out, because what has happened in the past is I'll get a guest and they'll call, they're like, hey, the AC is leaking, and the water is actually coming out of the AC on the floor. I've stayed in a lot of places that's happened, and it's not always the owner's fault. It can just be the setup of the pipe. Sometimes it has to be shifted. Sometimes air gets in the line, and it will actually make the water backflow into the house or into the room, and then the guest is calling like there's water on the floor and the AC is leaking. So I do have to do maintenance on my AC. Also, touch-up painting. What I do love, magic erasers. I keep those in my house, especially if you have like white walls. You can always get like little fingerprints and scuff marks off. I love magic erasers, and I'm going to talk about that more so because I have a really, really good use for them that I bet you didn't know. But when I go back to Jamaica, I'm going to show you those things. But I do touch-up painting. I get it done by a friend of Donald's. He's really nice. He always comes over. He kind of like has a routine. We do that like maybe like twice a year, just touching up the baseboards and just little things that the magic eraser didn't work on, because you want your house to stay looking new and fresh and not looking all worn, and people coming in like what's going on with this place, or it doesn't look like the pictures, because I've experienced that before. Then let's talk about supplies. Again, this is what I provide, but you don't have to provide these things. It just depends on what you're going to do with your Airbnb. But let me just put some things on your mind. There are paper towels. If you're going to give them tissues, you have to buy cleaning supplies for your housekeeper to clean up the house. And these supplies, and especially if you're trying to use something that comes from the States and they import it over, it is so expensive in Jamaica. It's like double, sometimes 3 times the cost of what you would buy just in your own city abroad. So just knowing that, and like say if you want to do like a quartz countertop cleaner or stainless steel cleaner, these specialty cleaners, but just the basic things that you have to have in a house for your housekeeper to clean. So that comes with the cost. Let's say you're giving complimentary drinks or tea, coffee, sugar, oil, salt and pepper, I don't know, people do a lot of things. They give wine, they give beer, water. There's so many things that you could possibly provide to your guests if you wanted to. Again, this is not something that you have to do, but that comes with the cost to you. And and then like specialty gifts, like if you're doing something, maybe you have a return guest and it's their anniversary, it's their birthday, or you're just doing something special for the guest and you're comping that cost, then that's something else that you would have to think about. Now let's talk about a big one. Something I definitely wasn't thinking about. The unexpected expenses that you have to pay for. Leaks. Plumbing. Say the guest breaks something, and even worse, they don't tell you. Because a lot of guests, what I will find is sometimes, they'll break something and they're afraid to tell you that they broke it. So I had this one guy, side note, he broke my balcony door handle. So instead of telling me, he went to the store, bought like some little putty stuff. It wasn't even glue, and he just kind of just stuck it back on there. He stuck it back on there, and then he left, and so when the housekeeper comes and she goes to open the balcony door, of course the handle just comes off in her hand, and she calls me, and I can see that he used this black putty to just stick the handle back on there. And when I contacted him, he's like, oh yeah, I was gonna come back and fix that. But it's like, no, you weren't. Why didn't you just tell me? Because then what that does is when they break things and then they don't tell you because they may be afraid to communicate, thinking that you're gonna make them pay for it or they're gonna get in trouble, and maybe it was something that was already broken before they got there. That's why it's good, sometimes they will like look around and they'll like call and let you know if there's a problem, because there will be issues in your house. Like everything is not going to stay perfect, and oftentimes it may not even be the guest's fault. So long story short, I did get the balcony door fixed, and I did write the guest and I told them like it's not his job to fix anything in the house, but please have the courtesy to just let me know what's going on so then I can address the issue before my next guest will come. Another story. You know what? We'll do funny stories later because I'm full of them. Please subscribe to this channel just so you can hear these stories. Things with guests, there are certain things that you have to make sure that are there and working right, and that's AC. And all these things are things that they paid for, so they can expect to have these things. But AC, internet, hot water, and like I was telling you, people can have issues with their hot water, and you don't have a happy guest, and you're trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I even knew a guy, he didn't even know how to service it, so he just kept buying new hot water heaters, thinking that they were bad. That wasn't even the issue. That's why when you get these things, it's sometimes good to just read the brochure and find out like what the maintenance is like, especially when you buy something that's going to service the house. Like read the brochure and find out what the maintenance is for it, because pretty much everything that you buy, there is a maintenance period for it. Like even your AC, your hot water heater, you have to maintain these things. Theft. Guests do steal things, and they literally steal them. No, they did not get lost. No, they were not broke. The guests just stole them. One big thing with me is my kitchen scissors. I've now replaced like 3 pairs of kitchen scissors. This is why you have to have good inventory at your condo, and you have to have this type of open communication with whoever is servicing your condo, your housekeeper. I've had 3 pairs of scissors stolen. I've had people take my beach bag. Another funny story, but I'll have to tell you that at another time. What else have I had someone taking? Beach towels, or just towels in general. The air freshener out the wall, the actual plug-in, and is that all? And then some people have it even worse, and people take like more valuable things out the house. So you always have to account for theft in the house too. So good inventory is very important to have. Another cost, normal wear and tear. And I just wrote some things down that you just at some point you have to change. And please, when you get your Airbnb, do not be one of those people. I mean, I know that you don't have to do what I do, but please, 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 please don't be one of those people with them little dirty, dingy towels with the holes and the stains on them, or they're mismatched. Like, don't do that, you guys. I'm just saying. Okay, but at some point you're gonna have to replace the towels. You're gonna have to replace sheets and pillowcases because they wear out, they get stained, and you just have to replace them. Even your pillows, your utensils, maybe some things in the kitchen that are looking grimy and dingy, you have to just replace. And furniture, you may have to replace the bed, the couch, the mattress. And not saying that you have to do these things often. Maybe this will be once in your lifetime, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Sometimes things just have wear and tear and you just have to replace them. When you're getting paid, don't just have this ideal that, you know, it's what I make times 30 days and this is what I do and I just have 5 things to pay. You always have to have, just like you have an emergency fund for wherever you live now, you have to have that for your home, because at any given time, something could happen, you know? And I don't want you to be out there like I was like, what? Because when these things were coming up to me, they were just things that I had just never ever thought about. So do you guys have any input about this? Like, do you agree with some of the things I'm saying? Disagree? I would love to hear your comments about it. Like I said, some of the things that I mentioned you don't have to do, but I just wanted you guys to just hear from my perspective and just know things that I had to pay for, because I was just this person thinking all this money was going to be coming in, and money can come in, but money also leaves you, whether you know it or not. But now you do, because of course, what are you doing with me? You're setting a foundation. You're not doing everything that I'm doing, but you're setting a foundation and you're having the knowledge, and you're going to know when you start your Airbnb what to expect. We always hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. Keep that mindset. You know, when I work, I always keep that mindset. I expect the best. I walk in the door happy, expecting the best, manifesting the best, but I do prepare for the worst. So I'm prepared. I don't like surprises at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments below. I'm so happy that you decided to listen to my video today. Please check out my bank series video. I put out one yesterday. It's really good. I'm going to link it below. I have a few other videos to put up about the bank. I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Manifest what you want. Get off your butts and make something happen today. I will see you in the next video. Bye.